Hey guys, welcome back to A Cup of Chaos. Welcome to my literal chaos if you're watching the YouTube video. While I'm doing this, I'm going to be looking over here because that's what I usually do when I'm on the pod. But this is mainly for my expressions and everything around. I feel like a visual would be good. But today I'm going to be talking to you guys about what I want to talk about. And that's how happy I am. Yes, I've come onto the pod, and I've talked about some deep things, and I've cried. I have happy cried, sad cried, and I think in a past episode. But I felt. I was feeling. I was allowing myself to feel. And to the fact that I was happy crying a few episodes ago, in the episode called I Did It My Way. For the fact that I allowed myself to feel so proud of myself. Sorry I burped a little. So proud of myself, so happy. That is a gift. To be able to see myself come onto the pod and talk to you guys every day for a bit. It's brought me so much joy. It's brought me happiness in a way that I thought I never could have. Here I go, wanting to cry again. And I look back on my life, and I know that little me is just so dang proud. That every past version of me is just so happy that we came home. Because home is where my heart feels seen, accepted, heard, loved. And it wasn't by anyone else. The journey was fated to be the way that it was. Hardships and victories and failures, mistakes, chaos, and then growth. It all led me here. A point where I feel excited about waking up. And excited for what the day has to bring. Getting to this point is being in the present, I should say, is a gift. Getting out of what I was in is a gift. Everything has been a gift. Even the hardest times, they have been a gift for me. Yes, people could be mean, but we're all going through it anyway. I don't expect anyone to come up here perfect. We're not perfect. People could be a little hard on me. Life could have been a little hard on me. But I believe it was that way to make me tougher. To make me stronger. In a way that still allows me to be soft. And today, I guess it may have looked like I'm going through a lot right now. But it's funny because I received a message, which was a lovely message. I was so happy to... That's not the point. No, I was really grateful for, a friend to reach out. But when I saw that message, I kind of said to myself, oh, does this look like a lot? Is this a lot? Because this is the easiest my life has been. Ever. And I guess it's funny because I recognize that there's no comparison. Yeah, I'm a little anxious talking about this. There is no comparison of my life to another, my feelings to another. Because what I'm going through right now is the easiest time of my life. The happiest. And yeah, I'm doing it on my own, and I'm going through struggle, and I have feelings, and I feel them, and I put them on a pod for people to listen to because, again, for once in my life, all these things that may have been perceived, this is the lightest it's ever been for me. And the fact is that I had to work to get here. And I did every step of it, knowing I would get here, no matter how hopeless it turned. Even when I gave up, I don't think I was allowed to. I don't think they would let me. I don't think the ether would let me. Because I purely just... This is my safe place. I've created a safe place. And when you grow up without that safety to just be yourself, for it not to be criticized and to be called all these things and constantly being attached to societal opinion and circumstance, to be able to cultivate that and to live in it and to see myself in it and to see myself happy, to feel at peace, to feel love, to feel safe, all within myself. You have no idea the gift that is for my life. This has been utterly, even if it sucks sometimes, it does not matter to me. I detach so quickly from that, and I go right back to the fact that it's never been better. I've never been happier. How did I get here? How did I do it? I look back and I didn't look at my progress. Again, this is kind of ringing of I did it my way. And the pod from a few days ago. And I did do it with love, but maybe for a bit more of, yes, it's hard, but I'll tell you how I made it easy. It's that when I feel pain, when I feel insecurity, fear, anxiety, I've learned to detach from it and not to punish myself for it. Not like how I've been treated. Because I'm allowed to feel how I feel. Right? And so are you. You are so allowed. You are so allowed to feel everything you're feeling. And I said that to myself. It's okay. I accept you. It's okay to feel this. Something that I did not receive. But I had to be for myself. And that was a gift as well. To learn how to heal myself instead of trying to heal the world. Because I that's a lot. You know, I wanted everyone to be happy. But that came from a place where people told me that me being myself, which was happy, me when I was happiest was a lot of things. And when you're fighting for survival, you just want to survive. But this right here, this is happy. This is who I am. Somebody who gets emotional. And when I detach, so I'm detaching from it right now, right? I feel these feelings and I'm allowing them to happen because you take away what I'm doing when I'm reacting to it, my emotions and how they're playing out. And I go, this is an embodiment. This is the embodiment of me being so grateful. So appreciative and grateful, not only of myself, but for how far I've come, for where I'm at, for all the help that got me here, for all the guidance, for all the lessons, for all the experiences. This is utter gratitude. This is the kind of cry I'm okay with. I'm okay with me crying in the other way to let it out, but this kind of cry is a cry that you want to just hold and squeeze and just cherish. You want to take the longest drag out of it. Because I had to let go of a lot of things, a lot of weight. By weight, I mean the emotional attachments. Detaching from my emotions. Detaching from society, my worth, placed in, how other people view me. Because my happiness is mine. And for anyone else to have a say in that over mine, a sway in that over mine, it's not fair to me. And sharing my joy is something different. But to allow somebody to take my joy because they have another opinion, but they don't feel the way that I do when I do something. They don't feel this. They don't feel the amount of joy that I have during a struggle, during a crisis, during chaos, because when I am given chaos, I don't see a mess. I see the lesson. I've always seen the lesson. That is the key. That is the key to how in all these things, when I'm happy crying, this is pure positivity, so much to a point where it's outpouring, coming out of me in my pores. I'm so happy. And when it comes to being in a negative situation, one where you're like, in the past I would have been like, how do I fix this? How do I choose to be happy? How do I just be happy? Come on, how do I just be happy? That's not how it works. Yes, it is a choice to be happy, but that choice does not just go default, be happy. No, the choice to be happy is to allow yourself to be what you are. It's not to just make yourself be happy. It's to allow yourself to be. And be happy that you can do that. It's when things are falling apart. I have practiced this, and it allows me to come back home to myself, to a place where I can make a decision and move and act with love. And that's by going, well, at least I can learn the lesson. This is the point. I get to learn something about myself. I get to learn something about the world. I get to learn something. And because pain is meant for you to learn from it. When, I think I said this in a past pod, I'm not sure. But you touch a stove and ouch, it hurts. But you learn not to do that. Because you know that doesn't make you happy. That doesn't keep you safe. Oh no, that's a wound, baby. That's a wound. So when you feel pain, I've learned to accept pain, because pain is the instructions. Pain is the direction. Pain is the code. Pain is the message. Pain is the key. Pain has always been my key. And the thing is that I've been given a lot in excess of that. But when you're given something in excess, it's almost like I felt it was so much to a point where I was like, is this really happening to me? Like, is this happening? I'll give you an example, and I'll tell you something. I'm not saying this to go, oh, woe is me, but just to give kind of an insight to my life, something that happened. Let's choose something. Other than what I think I've said on the pod already. Okay. When I was in high school, I took a nap at a friend's house. And it was just a nap. I accidentally fell asleep. And then while I was doing that, one of my friends got on my phone. And unlocked it, changed her contact to my first boyfriend's name. And then it was very intricate. I woke up and they were all playing this like prank on me, apparently. She was apparently playing this prank on me of texting me as my first boyfriend, saying that he cheated. She's saying this, by the way, cheated with my bestie, one of my other besties in our friend group, and one that was kind of one of our besties in our friend group, and made up this entire thing and got all my other friends to play the part and to go with it. And they did, except for the one friend. That was the person they were talking to, because me and her were close. And she was like, she told me, and she kind of played the part. And he said that he was cheating on his girlfriend with my friend. So, and he's saying that, like, you don't like her? And I was like, no, I'm just saying, like, I don't really have, like, an opinion. I don't really know, like, what's going on, I know I really do love this person. And, because I woke up from a nap and I just was like, whoa, like, he texted me? And he was just talking about her, and all. I was like, why are you telling me? And then I was like, I just don't really support cheating and lying. And she, as my first boyfriend, was texting me and was like, oh, so you hate her, like, and trying to tell her and trying to screenshot and stuff like that. And then got to a point where she told my other friend to keep going along with it, and everyone else is kind of going along with it. And this is like a 5-person friend group. And I was like, what? I didn't really say anything. Like, I do have respect for all of you guys. I just don't personally condone cheating. And then my friend, the one that he was apparently cheating with, that she did, that she chose to, how do I even explain this? she's like, oh, blah, 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 like, all this stuff, and she was like, and then she called me immediately, because it got to a point where I was crying, and I kept saying sorry. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, like, I don't even know how this happened. This all happened within, I'm not even kidding you, like, a few hours after I woke up. And, she called me, she was like, hey, I was crying, I was like, I'm so sorry. She's like, hey, I just want to let you know, are you okay? Like, this is, like, too far. And I was like, what do you mean, what's too far? And then she told me everything that was going on. And she literally told me that this girl, who I thought was my friend, had gone onto my phone while I was taking a nap at another friend's house, who also was who just let it happen. And while she did that, she changed her number in my contacts to my first ex-boyfriend, and then had this entire plan to get all of my friends to gang up on me because she was trying to bait me into saying something bad about this one friend, the one that called me, the one I was close with in our friend group, and to say something bad about her. And then they're all going to come to my house and, argue with me. Apparently, this is actually genuinely what I was told. And they all agreed. Except for her. And then after, like, to a point, once they got there and were arguing with me, they go, haha, it's a prank. Yeah, how do you choose kindness from that? Right? Fun little story. That was something that happened. And that was actually the friend that did that to me. I actually got home from the Philippines that year and threw her a birthday party at my house. Yeah. How do you choose kindness from that? Well, I was grateful that somebody told me that my friend, who I remained friends with after the friend group obviously sizzled out, because I just saw a lot of things that made me really sad. Right at that point, I was like, wow. And all of y'all knew about it too. And you were okay with that? To a point where I was crying and they didn't care. She didn't care, especially the one who changed my contact in my phone to her being my ex-boyfriend. Nope. She didn't care. How did I find the lesson? How did I find gratitude in that? As I said, gratitude for the friend that I kept with after. Gratitude that I saw people's true intentions, that even though I had to face a reality of it being played out and acted out very out of their way, I knew within me that how out of their way they were going to try to catch me, being ingenuine, but they didn't, that was the point, but they didn't get me to a point where I was going to talk bad about my friend, because I just said very detached, I don't really condone this behavior. It's not my life though. I'm happy for you. I don't have an opinion because it doesn't matter. And that's how I've been for a long time. And I mean, she tried. But that was also me finding gratitude in my strength of self, my solidified self. That was me being finding gratitude in being able to see how loving I was in spite of darkness, in spite of negative intentions, bad intentions on my life, on my behalf, and how I still could choose love by sticking to the mere truth. And that's because I was honest. And I'm somebody who really does just kind of see practicality in, being as honest as we can. And I'm not saying that means being perfect. Again, we can't be perfect, but really having honesty as a pillar is not perfection. It is something you strive for. It's something that you lean on to choose. You depend on, because it shows you reality. And when I am choosing truth through all of these situations, that was a minor one, I hate to say that, guys, but that was just one of those. Welcome to it. If you ever want to hear stories like that, I've got tons of them. And they're kind of funny. I can talk about it and just kind of go, whoa, that's crazy. But it's true. But when you're kind of faced in something like that, and that's your constant environment, you kind of get a knack of practicing gratitude and finding the light in the darkness, finding yourself, and relying on things that truly do have your best interest in mind, and that is your truth. That's my truth. That's when I say things from a complete detached perspective of, it's not my opinion on yours. It's you do what you want to do. And I practice, hey, I'm open, to it, but I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And you're allowed to do what you're going to do. And I can respect that. And if you want my opinion, then ask, but I don't think you're any less of a person. I've made mistakes and who am I to judge? So practicing that kind of mindset always, not only with other people, but knowing that I'm always embodying that in the sense of when I'm confused because I'm trying to get through and I'm like, okay, so when some energy is trying to confuse me or trying to play with my sanity, it almost feels like, or trying to make things unclear, that's when I know I need to go back to me and I need to go, okay, what is clear? How do I choose peace? How do I choose my peace here? Because I know my peace is a peaceful energy for everyone. It's something that does not want conflict because I don't care about it. Let's be honest. It's being honest about that stuff. It's being honest that why are you trying to force me to care? Because I don't. And that's something that is an emotionally attached tendency, is when you want people to care how people see you, and sometimes, again, I'm not perfect. I've done it too, okay? But when you're faced in all that darkness, I laugh because it's just kind of funny. It's so crazy that these things happen to me, and it's just funny because it's wow, they really went out of their way, but they weren't going to do it. They couldn't do it because when I'm confused, I go back to clarity. That's how I get through it. That's how I choose love. That's how I choose peace. And how did I react to her afterwards? Because after all this happened, you know what she did? She posted Finsta posts on me. And I had people screenshotting and sending them to me. I had people, she was telling everyone how horrible of a person I was. When I actually was just saying, dude, that's not okay, when I found out, and I just let her keep digging her grave. And everyone kind of knew at a point that I knew. And I was just kind of egging it on. And I was because for me personally, I just wanted to see how far she would go. Because now that I knew, now I'm detached. Now I'm detached from the situation. How did I find gratitude in that moment too? Because now you're giving me permission to play now here. You just opened me up to your vulnerability. Because now I'm going to catch you. Right? And I don't want to go, oh, I told you so. But I'm going to kind of be yeah, sure, keep going. Yeah. and I'm going to keep saying these nice things and being myself, because I want to see how much you're going to do when you're faced with neutrality, how much you're going to add emotional attachments to that, negativity. And then from there, it literally is just digging the grave of my decisions. What is set in stone? Goodbye. That's what's set in stone. See you later. Ciao. And that's when I cut people off. In the past, people think I would just jump from friend to friend. No, guys. No, I would let it get that bad. Or people just want to like say things so that they could try to make me feel insecure and sad and all that stuff. But the thing is that I knew with my clarity that there was some rancid stuff going on. And if I cut somebody off, there were a few people that I didn't want to do it. It was because of a personal reason. So let's take that out. Because of how my dynamic, whenever I am doing something, I'm a very open person. If I, cut something off because I felt, kind of an energy, I'll do things intuitively. And I still don't cut people off, even when it gets that bad, out of hate. No, that's just a clear one. See, when I cut people off, it's clear. It's clear. It's clear. It's clear that I'm not being seen, that I'm not being considered. And so you can make it look as bad as you want to other people. I would let them make it look as bad as they wanted, because I didn't care. Because I knew that when you're in an environment, again, with all that darkness, you're kind of used to people not believing you or wanting to believe you. So it made me really strong. I found gratitude in that, because it made me very strong, that I did not need with the whole love thing, and that I did it my way. I was able to love alone. I was able to also get through things alone. And sometimes of course, when you're growing up, and the loneliness that I perceived as loneliness, but really was me and my inner child feeling loneliness, as I wish for support from a figure that I'm not getting it from. But now in this body right now, and when I was growing up, I realized that, man, universe really took me out of it, because they had to get me out of the situation where I was dependent on somebody for my survival and my care to guide me through the world. And they taught me all these lessons on how to do it on my own. This is what I realized recently. How do I find even more gratitude in all this, and having to do things alone, having to, all those times I cried alone, all those times those situations happened to tenfold. And I didn't have a home environment I could rely on. I didn't have a school environment. I didn't have friends. I did have friends, but it was always far. It's like everything was so perfectly out of reach. And I would try to grab, and it's just like the universe goes. So I'm like, okay. And I didn't get mad. Of course I would have my emotional, but you kind of stop getting angry and just go, okay, this is the way it is for a reason. So we're going to make the best out of it. And, I realized that everything that happened to me, how I got here to my happiest form, is because I was evolving to become the support system that I lacked all throughout my life before. To a point where I was only able to recognize that loneliness was a facade, a mask on my wholeness. It was something that wasn't real anymore. Because, of course, this is what I realized, right? Everything's timed perfectly when it comes to my revelations, I would say. It's like, literally, I'll think of something, and then I'll go back on something, then I'll realize something about myself, and then it'll keep going. And that's because every single time I get something from, I like to say, this is divine guidance to something, I know that it's for a reason. And that reason, I go, what's the reason? instead of doing that, I go, this is a reason. This is just the reason. It just is. And it's going to guide me to something. And it guided me to that. To the point where I saw that I was no longer that little girl. I was no longer that teen. I was no longer that lonely girl. The actually lonely girl in school who wanted to have friends and had a friend group of girls that just were dogging on her. I mean, like, I did not catch a break sometimes. And then I would have to find gratuity and all of these things, and I would still be kind and loving because I had to detach and go, well, if you're going to be blah, 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 and Natalie, oh, she gets this, I'm going to kill myself. I quote, there is, people have said things like that to me, not to me, but I would hear it, and they're like, oh, did you hear this? And I'd be like, oh, wow, or they'd say it loud enough so when it's actually like from a movie, I swear, guys, like, it's in my journals. I had to throw some away because of how much, but I still found positivity, and it led me to that point here now where all this stuff is happening, and I go, I'm not there, I'm not her anymore. I'm so far away, and I'm not lonely anymore because I'm not a kid. I don't need something else outside of me to guide me anymore. I don't need something to show me for my safety, for my survival. No, because I am now the adult. It's like universe kind of is divinely led, where I come to the point where I look at the fear and the feeling of loneliness, and then when I give it compassion and love, I realize, oh my God, that little girl is no longer a little girl, and it's me. And all those things I was trying to reach for and something I couldn't get. Oh, no. Oh, I don't need to reach. It's right here. And then I go, oh. Well, there's the lesson. The loneliness that I was trying to fill a void was the void of acceptance that I was preparing to become all of this time because I didn't have it. And I knew I wanted to be what I didn't have. I wanted to be in the world what I never received. And then also, I had to realize that being that in the world meant being it for me. And all of this, I'm in the happiest place of my life because universe gave me some of the toughest. It felt just absolutely cinematic how main character this was of just a horror film. And people knew it too. They were just like, oh, Natalie's going through something. It's like, oh yeah, sorry, mom kicked me out, for, saying I didn't like, that she called me bitch and, and just kind of had to, whatever. And then I'd be like, but it's okay. And I'm laughing, and I go, oh yeah, just talking and having to clean the entire house, for you guys to come over, because I had to actually, run up over to the grocery store, and, then I had to do all the laundry and then sweep and everything, and, and the normal chores, and then I just always doing it. Oh, yeah. And then kind of going, and that's a normal thing, but, I was constantly doing that. So going from a household where I'm on eggshells to another one where I don't have a break, and then it's kind of going in between, and then I show up to school every single day. I showed up, no matter the darkness, and if I was in a real place where people were like, you know what I would do? I wouldn't try to put that on other people. I'd actually sit in a classroom alone, and I'd eat in the dark, because I just genuinely needed the stimulation to stop. I usually would just come up to school like this because I did not want to feel anything. That's how bad it would get, to the point where it's like, if I felt something, I need to become so completely detached from this, get through the school day, enjoy my schoolwork, and then I'm going to allow myself to release after, when I am safe, when I am in my safe space. And guess where that was? My car, Kevin. Y'all, if anyone knows me, I had my Toyota Corolla I got for my, 16th birthday, which I love. my dad knows how much I love Kevin. Kevin was amazing. I've loved Kevin since I got him. And I would tell everyone about Kevin. The only thing I did with Kevin that was bad was park him horribly. But guess what? Draws attention to Kevin. And Kevin deserved it. And, me and Kevin bond like this because I would cry in that car. And I would have these cinematic moments of just like, how is this happening? Like, how... And the thing is, like, when everything was going on, right? I would be in the dark. I needed to be alone for all of this. It was all worth it. Do you understand this? This is the point I'm trying to get at. All those moments, I did it for a reason. I knew I wanted to deal with things on my own for a reason because I did not want to be somebody who kept projecting. And of course we're always projecting, but at the same time, we can also choose what we act on. And so what am I going to project? I'm going to project instead of what I'm receiving. I'm going to transmute that. This is my form of alchemy, okay? And read The Alchemist, please. Because I did not, when I first got recommended The Alchemist by an old friend, I was like, oh. And then I read it and I was like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this my entire life. Because when you're given complete darkness, you've got to see the light. You have got to become the light. And that is exactly why I feel so, yes, because I've released that burden of support, of needing somebody, of being everything outside of me, of instability, of insecurity. I can come back home and go, just kidding. I actually don't need anyone else but myself because I'm out of that role. That inner child projecting no longer is being projected. It's being cared and nurtured for by myself. Whenever I go, oh no, it's okay. It's okay, little girl, Natalie. And then I go, it's me. it's you, baby. It's me. And then I go, oh, but I did it. And then I can just keep going, I did it. And whenever I do that, boom, energy. Out the bag. And then I go, and I go on with my day. And then, or if I'm feeling something, I allow it to be. And it's not, if it's confusing, it's all for a reason. Look at that. I'm finding so much gratuity. You can see my energy bouncing off the walls here. I'm getting excited because this is alchemy. I took darkness, and you have to choose. It's choosing what you project out in the world. It's choosing what you act on. So if I'm getting insulted, told that if I get something, if I succeed in something, somebody's going to kill themselves, and everyone's agreeing in this group, and I'm hearing about this, what am I going to take? Not that. Oh, no. No. It's okay. I can fix it. I can so fix it. It's just like a little hoop. I got it. Or I can make it into something different. Anyways. Listen. What am I going to do? I'm not going to take that. No. Because guess what? That's negativity. And yes, I'm going to cry and be like, oh. But the thing is when I act out in the world, am I going to carry that with me? Am I going to carry that as what I give other people? No. That was the choice. I made the choice to go, release. Yes, it still hurt. Yes, I remember it. But when it comes to how I act further, just because it hurts, just because all that stuff does not mean it is going to change me, change my demeanor. Of course, it's going to change me, I should say, but it's not going to do what it wants to do and make me sad. I'm not going to allow that because when people do that, they don't understand that my sadness, my anger, this is something I know about myself. As much as my joy is contagious, so is my anger. So is my sadness. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to be that. It's like they wanted me to act differently. Lena in the last podcast, nope. She can say whatever she wanted to people about how horrible I was and all these things I did and all these things I said and all blah, 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 blah. Everything to project onto me. Guys, there's no one there. Cleo, it's you. Cleo, it's you. Come here. Come here. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. Cleo, Cleo, it's me. Cleo, that's me in the mirror, baby. That's me. Bunny, it's me. Oh my gosh. Bunny. Good. Cleo, it's me. No. Stop. Oh my gosh, she's literally looking at me. No, she's looking at herself. She's getting angry. Look at her. Oh, sweet girl. Gotta put some castor oil on that. Anyway, sorry guys if you're only listening to audio. Hi, Bunny. Okay, I'm sorry. Gotta pet my dogs really quick. Cleo, why are you squatting like that? Okay, anyways. I'm not gonna put that out. Sorry, we're continuing. Remember, we go to an hour. I'm not gonna do that. What am I gonna be? Am I gonna be the version they want me to become, or am I gonna be the version that I know I can be? Who am I gonna pick? When people do that, and they're trying to put you down, genuinely they're saying these negative things because they're trying to make something different. It's like, you guys know the feeling. It's like, this is this way. Okay, I'll go Cleo. Man, Cleo, she's such a bitch. Why does everyone like her? No. That's because they want to be as liked as Cleo. And they are trying to make it look like she doesn't deserve it. Right? Do I become the version that doesn't deserve it? The one that they want me to be? Or do I embody the version that I want to be? The one that I am. The one that does deserve it. The one that they're angry about. But the one that is truly me. I'm not picking the other one. What do you mean? Excuse me. That's exactly it. Showing up, sometimes off, sometimes on. Most of the time, I'm naturally a positive person. Okay? And that doesn't have to look the way that you guys think. Because sometimes people tell me that I look scary, like I look mean. And I'm like, okay, well, that's just my face. So usually I'm not thinking. Like, my thinking face looks really mean. I go, because I'm actually genuinely trying to connect things in my head. And that's how it comes out. I'm so sorry to anyone who saw that. Because, I mean, I look at it and I go, yeah, I understand that. But, you know, that's just how I look like when I think. Or I kind of zone out into space, like during a test. When I was told I looked like... I think people thought I was cheating for a bit, but the thing is that I would look into like a corner of a blank wall and just do this for like 10 minutes sometimes during a test, and then I'd be done like this. Because I have a memory where I can just kind of retrace. And I'm very grateful for that. And I would kind of go in my memory, and the thing is like when I would look certain places, it would trigger the memory of me learning something. Or when I would do something, it would trigger the memory of me learning it, of the experience of learning the thing that was on the test. If I was lost, or I'd give it time and space and get lost in time and space. But my faces and my expressions are very genuine. It's just that sometimes, you know, my positivity is not going to be displayed the same. I see myself as very positive because my internal environment is constantly, it is prepared for anything. It is prepared for all you got. Sometimes I literally would be big situations where things were just like, oh, I would be crying in my car, me and Kevin, right? Now it's Athena. Kevin the second, honestly. And I would just go, give me all you got at this point, Come on, universe, just keep going. Let's go. If you're going to do it like this, let's keep going. Because the thing is that I saw what they were doing. And they kept giving it to me. It's like test after test. It's kind of like, okay, let's see what I got. And once I got back into my groove that I naturally am in, instead of being in that period of time during my spiritual awakening, where I lost it for a bit, I felt it again. When I was in this uncomfort, I go, this is why they made me uncomfortable, because I'm in my groove. Oh, baby, I'm in my groove. I'm the happiest I've ever been, because guess what? It's easier. This uncomfort is only from the past, and it's me getting through it. Me releasing the child from this loneliness that needed somebody. No. I'm facing everything you've got, Uni. And I would keep going. I think I've literally read. I have so many notebooks. I don't know. Let me see. I got the call. It's here. I feel like I've written this. I feel like I've written this. Oh no, literally. I said, I'm making the jump. Let's do it. I said, oh my gosh. Yep. I'm in the dark. Give me all you've got. I was like, come on, universe, let's go. God, I'm stepping up. So when I constantly am getting triggered, and I'm so detached from it because I know that I'm outside of it. And it's a blessing. That's why when I come onto this pod, all this stuff, guys, this is genuinely the lightest I've ever been. Because all those things are in the past. I'm in the present now. Oh, this is the present, okay? Oh, I'm here. You think I'm back there? Oh, no. You couldn't pay me $1 million to go back there. You really could not. Okay? You see how I start off and I cry a little bit and then I come over here because the energy had to pick up, okay? Because I needed to tell you guys that all of this, you just see how I go through the emotions and then I find myself home. This is how it is. Because you guys hear the pod, but you have no idea what I'm doing after. Because I don't show you the fact that my emotions go up and down, and I'm so detached from it. Like, I can feel how I feel, release it, then change. And that's my nature. Because I choose when I release. When you're able to choose, when you're, give yourself the space to release something, to appreciate something, to speak on something. And then from there, you've released it, then I shift. And it's like people are like, oh, it's really weird. It's unnatural. Is it really unnatural for me to feel a feeling, accept it, and then move on? That's how much I've done it, to a point where I'm literally so quick with it. I'm so quick. Okay, I'm sad. Okay, I see it. I understand. This is a lesson. I don't like this, and this is actually from my childhood. This is a past beliefs. It's bubbling up, and that's because it's ready to be challenged. When I challenge it, I see the reality is no longer here. When the reality is no longer here, that means it no longer serves me. Therefore, release, gone. How do I feel that again? With the reality you have now, babe. Because I've done it so many times. I've had to go, so, everything's falling apart. I'm feeling lots of chaos, and yeah, my life's falling apart. When that happens to you enough, you start to go, all right, time to shift. It's, what do I need to learn? What are you bringing to me? What is the lesson? I'm receiving your lesson, universe. Please give me the lesson. And that's when, if people were wondering how I got so spiritual, it's something that kind of naturally happened. And it's something that and I know this is real, because I remember recounting on this, and I say it almost in every pod, the first experience I had is knowing that I came from being and that feeling, and then literally going to the light, and then existence, life. And it was so peaceful. And then it was like going through just a tunnel, seeing my life flash before my eyes. And I represent it as source because it's the most objective I can put it. It's just, I don't know, I just remember from the beginning of my existence and my consciousness just being, and it's like, well, I'm here, hello. Walking down those steps out of my little car bed. Now I can see spirits and ghosts, and I recognize them. And then going, hey, mommy, hey, daddy. What's for breakfast? Completely affluent in my humanity at that point, very conscious. Oh, okay. And it was just kind of like, it almost felt like it was me and universe. It's me and you, baby, because it's almost like they go, hey, babe, we're giving you this information. You're able to do this because you're going to go through hell. We're going to give you absolute hell. Because you know what you're going to do? You're going to clear out generational karma. Because you know what? By not choosing to be that version that I was projected to be, because they wanted me to be that so that it would validate their insecurities and all the low vibrational things. No, because I knew that choosing my happiness and choosing what I deserved did not mean that I looked at somebody as something of lower worth. No, it's because I knew that my happiness, my success, was going to be towards everyone. I knew that naturally I want everyone to be happy. I don't find selfishness when it comes to joy. I want to share it. So I knew, I've always known that I don't want to do that. Just because I don't get it doesn't mean that I'm going to do that. Because who wants that? I saw the collective. I saw the reason. It wasn't to get by in life by faking these emotions. No. It was to feel them. I'm not going to deny that I feel these things. I'm not going to deny that it was hard. I'm not going to deny that things sucked. But I'm not going to deny that I have immense willpower. And I have a lot of optimism when it comes to these situations. And that comes with practice. That comes with a life where you have to discover these things alone. Where you are given a place where you have to be in the dark. And instead of finding it as something you run away from, you have to choose to keep loving it so utterly. Because that's all you got. Universe is just like, like love, family, friends, any kind of support. You want it? You want it? And I was like, yes. And the thing is that, like, I knew stop dangling the carrot in front of me, universe. But I knew that desire to want it meant that I was meant for it. And so, I knew that other people deserved to know that they were meant for it too. And I was going to choose it. And now I get to be here in it. And I know it's a little messy. And I know it's not perfect. And I know I'm going to struggle. And I know I use coins to buy a coffee at McDonald's because I'm getting by. But guess what? This is the happiest I've ever been. And I don't need to be rich for it to be. I never needed the money. I never needed the money. I don't think people understand. When people are like, "Oh, she's got money and that's all." I knew a time where I didn't. And I knew a time where I did. And you know what? The struggle was great. And I'm grateful for the time where I had so much abundance when it came to my grace with my family. Come, bunny. And I'm grateful for all that too. Don't think I didn't say thank you. I always said thank you. And then even though I would have arguments, I would always go and absolutely crushed when it was just like constant, like, oh yeah, you're not allowed to be happy. Shut up, Natalie. Shut up, little girl. I'm big, you're small. I'm smart, you're dumb. It's giving Matilda. It's literally giving Matilda is how I felt with part of my life. And even though I got that energy and trying to make me feel horrible about myself, I still would go, didn't care. I'd still go under all the ego. I just go, thank you. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Thank you so much for all that you do for me. Thank you for doing that. And then I'd say I'd apologize out of survival. I'd apologize for breathing wrong. I'd apologize for existing wrong. I'd apologize for existing. I literally being told, I wish I never had you. Well, guess what? I didn't choose this. Guess what? I didn't choose to be born here. But you know what? I can laugh about it now because guess what? I'm so grateful to be alive. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. No. It's okay to bark. It's okay. But you're okay. You're safe. You're safe. But I'm grateful. I'm happy. Come on, guys. It's enthralling. Not having to be somebody's emotional support while I'm already going through hell myself. And being expected to be a mommy when I just wanted my mommy. And not being expected to be the parent when I never got to be a kid. And I did. And I had to really soak in those moments. You guys can see. And I'm going to hold on to it. And not hold on to it in a way that's unhealthy, but in a way that's right to me. Because, don't let these people push you around in your kindness and your love and what you desire. Because when people are mean, remember, it's a projection of what kind of person they wish you were, so that they would feel better about themselves. It's not that they're taking anything from you. It's that when you choose to let it affect you, it turns you into the version that they want you to become. The one that loses it all. The one that doesn't deserve it. The one that isn't good enough. The one that is whatever they're calling you. The one that isn't having the intentions that you truly had. And hey, let people call you out on your shit too. Because you know what? I loved it. Because when people were doing that, I would get constant constructive criticism. Because I had the art of discernment, of knowing when people are doing it. Because I'm a pretty tough critic on myself and my art and my what I put out in the world. So I'm my toughest critic. I'm my worst critic. And no one's tougher than me. I know that. So I was able to use that discernment to actually gauge on how they really felt on it. Oh, like this something blah blah blah, like she keeps, or this video, she thinks she's like a YouTuber or whatever, and having to voice that constantly to me and making fun of me for it. Oh, I am, though. I am a creator to you, though. Yeah, I am. Oh, teacher's pet? Oh, sorry that my teachers like me. It was teacher's pet. Oh, I'm sorry that none of you guys are friends with me. None of you guys are kind to me, so yeah. Probably because I don't need to explain it. You're not going to be my friend. Sorry that authority likes me. And I enjoy having fun, witty banter. That's quick. And that's what made me quick, too. Having that connection with the teacher. Having, always talking to teachers, because instead of asking my friends for help, I'd always go to a teacher. I'm like, hey, guys. Because I had a lot of questions. Very curious. I'm a very curious creature, okay? Curiosity kills the cat. No. Curiosity cures the cat, not the cat. And I would always ask questions. And guess what teachers are there for? To help us grow and learn. So, sorry. Sorry that, and then banter, because I love being funny. It's a defense mechanism, and that turned into something good. Do you see all this? Don't be the version that they are trying to make you be. Look at what their comments are saying to you. Are they trying to confine you and trying to make you change to be a version that makes them feel comfortable with themselves? Because I'm pretty sure that's never going to work. Because if you choose to make them feel comfortable by being uncomfortable yourself, they're never going to learn their lesson. They're never going to heal. They're never going to see that that's never going to make them feel comfortable. That this person not being good enough and that no one likes them, and you're never going to feel good about yourself. Because I feel great about myself. I love myself because I want people to be comfortable. I do. I don't care if I'm comfortable because I know how to be uncomfortable. And my uncomfort allows me to grow. And then I know I can get through uncomfort, but I also know that I deserve comfort as well. But whenever I'm uncomfortable, that doesn't mean I want other people to feel it with me. But my comfort is not supposed to make other people feel uncomfortable. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense to me. When I'm comfortable in myself and it triggers somebody to be either jealous or project something or try to put me down, it's just like, I'm out of it now, right? I'm here. I'm in the best place in my life. Because I can just go, yeah, but it has nothing to do with you. Yeah, because you're uncomfortable by my comfort in myself. Because I'm comfortable. And it's not my job. It's not my job to make you more comfortable. It's your job. Okay? And that's what I want you to say. That's what I want you to say. If you're feeling it. All these things. I want you to ask the lesson. What is the lesson I can learn from this? Where can I find gratitude? Genuinely, where can I find gratitude? And don't make it pathetic. It's so pathetic. And if you feel like that in the beginning, allow it. Because then you're going to find it. Just keep pushing it. Push it. Push it, push it, push it. Push it real good. And then choose which person is going to show up. The one that they're picking out for you or the outfit that you're trying on. The one that you want to wear. The one that you actually like. Which one? Are you going to wear that shirt because it covers over all those roles that you have and that are non-existent and don't really matter and are part of your body and actually don't say anything about your worth in society? But because I want to make you feel insecure about yourself, let's pay attention to something that I know you're vulnerable around. That is exactly... Guys, I've been around it enough. I've been around it enough. So you have to trust me here. It's like you can just sense it and you're just like, oh yeah. And that's when you just kind of step back and you're just like, yeah, you want me to try on that little outfit so that you can just kind of... No! Because those come with those comments. All those things, when you're picking out things because of other people's version that they want you to be. This is how I lost myself. And it just feels wrong. That's not your skin, babe. You're trying on somebody else's. They're trying to make you wear their skin so that they can try to take credit for that. No. Don't let them. I know. And also the whole thing of me going like that. Girl. King. Royalty. I'll tell you this. I've been all sizes. I felt it too. I definitely have. And out of all things, I love myself, man. I love myself because, you know what? My body changes Okay. It just is. How... No one else has to live through that body other than me. This is my body. So their opinion on it, if it feels icky to me, then it feels icky to me. But to you, no. No. Absolutely not. Don't let them. Don't let them tell you how you feel. If you feel good in the morning, no matter what shape or size you are, then you feel good. I remember when I was bigger, and I actually loved how I felt, but I didn't want to accept that because that meant that I was a size that, wasn't societally perfect. But I look back and I'm like, oh, she's so cute and I love her. And that's when I'm like, whenever I'm eating, I just ate a bunch of brownies. They're over there. Because I'm on part of my cycle and I'm like, heck yeah, let's eat. And it's like no longer having the issues of eating, because all these things from society, they're not hitting me anymore because they don't matter. Because only I can feel what's within. And I like the feeling of when I wash my face in the morning and it's fresh. I like the feeling of the oil in my hair when I oil my hair in the morning because I'm putting in some saturated rosemary oil to make my hair grow. I love the feeling of when I'm blinking on my mascara even when it gets everywhere because I just love the feeling of combing my eyelashes. I love the feeling. I love seeing couples together. I love seeing dogs. Man, there's so much gratitude in life. So choose that version. There's all these voices you could be listening to, but guess what? They're not you. You gotta discern. You gotta choose you, baby. Because when you're looking at something and you're feeling pure joy and you're afraid to express that, who are you listening to? Because if I were to see that in front of my eyes, if anyone knows me, I'm going to go, what do you mean? No, let's be happy. Come on, let's be happy. And because I can feel emotions. So I do this is something that I do because I love sharing the joy. Because joy is not something to be selfishly possessed of. Connections are not selfish. They're not possessive. That's what happens when you try to fill a void. You realize, when you release that and realize there's no loneliness, I'm completely whole. It's just not possessing it anymore. It's just things that just are. And so when I feel an emotion of people not feeling confident to do something that they want, I can actually feel that. So I'm going to be a freaking idiot over there because I don't care. I genuinely don't, because it brings me joy. I'm doing something I like, I'm dancing, and that brings me joy, and it makes me happy, and I know that ridiculous, to love ridiculously, to love completely ludicrous, to love completely redonkulously, over there in the corner, not caring, releasing the ego, you know what it does? It inspires that person to do exactly what I felt like they wanted to do. Choose that version. The one that does something out of heart. Not the one that goes, okay, I can feel that, but I'm just gonna try to be pretty in the corner. And I think it's good to have your little femme fatale moment, but that's not how I get joy. I'm not finding joy from sitting here like this. I do that, my little face whenever I'm actually trying to protect myself. It's not when I'm happy. When I'm happy, you'll know. You feel it. It's tangible. You can taste it. It's thick. Because I'm bouncing off the walls like I am right now. I'm smiling. Ah. I'm laughing. I'm being crazy. I'm being fun. I'm being stupid. Ah. And it's good to see myself like this. Because I chose that version. Enough to get here. And of course, you're not going to choose it every time, but you got to get to the point where in each cycle you choose it, and then you move on to the next one. You move on to the next one. It feels like a lot of work, but you're going to have fun in the process. Have so much fun with it, man. Have so much joy with it. Have so much fun. Have so much fun. You deserve it. Life's not so serious. When you feel sad, don't think about, that's what makes it serious. It's not, oh, they're going to think I'm worthless because I'm sad. No. No, you're sad. That's okay. Okay. You're sad. How can I support you? How can I be there for you? That's what it should be. That's what you deserve. And that's what you should be doing with yourself before you even think you're going to receive that from somebody else. That's another thing that I see. People trying to grab these connections from the void. Let's fill the void. What do you think you're going to get? Do you really think it's that easy that you can just cheat universe like that? No. No. At least for my life. You know, coming from, like, what I had. I'm at ground zero. I'm at point zero. I'm in the struggle. And the struggle is pushing me to find paths and opportunities and to share and to be myself and to see my light in the darkness. And then I realize that there is no darkness and I am just pure light. And then I just see, when I see all that, I'm just like, you guys are just trying to cheat universe and it's not going to let you. Unless, like, you know, you're, like, meant for that. Unless you, like, unless it just is. I'm not going to, like, make you doubt yourself. Is this the right thing? Am I going to be cheated? No. Baby, if you're happy, you're happy. Let it be. That's not so serious. I'm just saying that if you're trying to reach for something and you're not realizing that what you're reaching for is actually your own self-security and you're actually reaching for physically in the 3D a hookup, do you think that's gonna work? Not gonna work. It's not gonna work, baby. It's not gonna work. ASMR. No, it's not gonna work. It's not. That's what I wanted to talk about today. I realized I very divinely guided here. I had to get through the hump in the beginning. But I got here. Because I finally get to voice all this. Because I'm in the place of just pure manifestation and just happiness from within. I get excited in the morning to come onto the podcast. It's actually so happy for me. I literally wake up and I go, oh, I get to do the pod. I just rise from the dead. Hey guys, welcome back to A Cup of Cake. That's like literally how I feel. I'm like, ee. So yeah. That's what I'm talking about today. All of that. Yes. That's how I got through it. This energy. The one that truly, sometimes I wish I was like, oh man, I'm so funny right now. I wish I could just film it. But then if I film it, I just kind of get out of it. So it kind of just naturally comes. My true self naturally comes out after a little bit of cooling. You know, I got to get in my flow. Now I'm here, right? That's why you stay a little bit. You stay a little bit. You stay a little 19 extra minutes. Yeah. Yep. All right, guys, go follow me on my socials. Nathalie Maybe. Link. Bio. Love you.